Hi, and thanks for so much for having me. I'm really glad to be here. So for me, this work is it's personal. I grew up in Halifax, and I watched my father suffer a musculoskeletal injury that developed over time at work. He went from being really active and always out and about, doing things around the house or outside, to having a complete lifestyle change because of the injury. It was tough to see, and it made me realize how these kinds of injuries can seriously affect someone's quality of life. I would say that experience stayed with me, and it's a big part of what shaped my path. I studied kinesiology because I wanted to understand how the body works, how movement affects health, and how we can prevent injuries like the one that my dad had. Later on, I went on to study law and complete an MBA because I also wanted to understand how policy, systems, and innovation can come together to drive change. One of the most, I would say, defining roles I had was at Energy Safety Canada. So this is the National Safety Association for the oil and gas sector, now the energy sector. And I was responsible for developing industry-wide safety guidelines to help reduce musculoskeletal ergonomic injuries. It was a big responsibility, and what struck me was how often we were acting after people were already hurt. It felt like we were always, one step behind. And so that really pushed me to think, what if we could get ahead of injuries? What if we could predict and prevent them? And so that's exactly why I started Vergo. Absolutely. So Vergo is a web-based platform that uses computer vision to assess how people move while they work. So all it takes is a short video. So no wearables, no sensors, no special equipment. You upload the video to the platform, and our system analyzes posture, joint angles, and movement patterns using AI. What makes Vergo different is how easy it is to use and how quickly it gives you useful insights. Traditional ergonomic assessments usually rely on someone actually like physically being on site, doing observations, or filling out a checklist. So that can take a lot of time and may take might miss some of the subtle risks. So with Virgo, the AI flags risk movements automatically and provides a report with clear visuals and data. It's scalable, consistent, and gives safety teams the information they need to make smart, preventative decisions without slowing things down. Yes, so once the video is uploaded, Virgo breaks it down by frame and tracks the angles of key joints, so like your neck, back, shoulders. It uses established models well known like REBA to score the level of risk for each movement. And the company gets, or the employer gets a visual report showing high, medium, and low risk postures, plus a downloadable PDF and a CSV file with all the data. So it's designed to help teams really make quick, informed decisions to improve safety in your workplace. So manufacturing environments are full of repetitive tasks, awkward postures, and fast-paced work. And that's where Virgo really adds value. Our platform helps identify risky movements before they turn into injuries. And so, for example, if a worker is twisting too much or lifting with poor posture, Virgo flags it, and that allows companies to make small changes. So, like adjusting a workstation or updating training, that can have a big impact on injury prevention in the long run. Absolutely. When you reduce injuries, you're not just protecting your team, you're also cutting costs. Fewer injuries mean fewer workers' compensation claims, less downtime, and lower health-related expenses. But there's also a big productivity upside, and people can stay on the job morale goes up, and operations run smoother. So Virgo gives manufacturers the tools to catch these type of injuries before they get costly and avoid disruptions altogether. That's a great point. We know long training sessions don't stick, so Virgo takes a different approach. We've built a library of short videos focused on the fundamentals of human movement. Things like keeping a neutral spine, using your legs to lift, or avoiding excessive reach. So these are simple, memorable, and easy to apply. Managers can send them directly to employees based on the risks Virgo identifies. So the learning is targeted and relevant to the job. Yeah, we've seen some really encouraging results. In one pilot, a company identified three high risk tasks in the first week just using Virgo. They made small changes like adjusting the height of a work surface, and saw an immediate drop in reported discomfort. Over a few months, they had fewer time loss claims and better employee feedback on when it comes to safety. It's early days for us, but the data shows that even small tweaks can lead to big improvements when you catch the risks early. We're being really intentional about how we grow, both on the tech side and the people side too. On the tech front, we're really focused on building a platform that's scalable and flexible across different industries. And culturally, we're creating a team that's mission driven, collaborative, and not afraid to experiment. We've kept things pretty lean so far, but we're investing in the right areas to make sure we can grow without losing what makes Virgo work. So we look for people who are curious, mission driven, and comfortable working in the gray area, because in a startup, things change really fast. Technical skills are important, but mindset matters just as much. We foster a culture of innovation by encouraging, an open dialogue, giving people ownership over their work, and making space for, experimentation. I would say if something doesn't work, we learn from it and adjust quickly. And I would say, that agility is part of our DNA, and especially, like I said, it's really important to have that when working in a startup. I would definitely say it's a balancing act, but we try to come back to our core purpose, helping people get home safe from work. That mission grounds us. As things move quickly, we can check in often as a team. We keep communication open and make sure we're not just chasing growth for the sake of it. Culture isn't something that we treat as separate. It's part of how we build, hire, and make decisions every day. Absolutely. While we're starting in manufacturing, the technology is already getting interest from sectors like healthcare, logistics, and construction. Anywhere people are moving on the job, there is potential risk, and we can help. And so we're adapting Virgo by building in more industry specific guidance and making sure the platform fits the realities of each workplace. So that means listening closely to frontline workers and working with partners to test and refine as we go. So, one of the biggest challenges is that every industry has its own workflows and safety culture. What makes sense on a factory floor might not translate directly to a hospital or a construction site. And so, we're spending time upfront listening, doing site visits, talking to safety managers, and learning how tasks really happen on the ground. That early research helps us, tailor Virgo in a way that's actually useful and not just another piece of technology to manage. Yeah, so that's, there's a lot we're excited about. And, one area we're actively exploring is using AI to scan results across a company and provide tailored recommendations. So instead of just flagging risks, Virgo can actually suggest specific changes, whether, that's equipment adjustments or targeted training. We're also looking into predictive ergonomics and remote assessments. The goal is to go beyond just identifying risk to actually guide companies and on how to reduce it and efficiently and at scale. So we're really focused on partnerships that help us grow in the right direction. Right now, we're working with groups like CME here in Nova Scotia to run pilot programs with manufacturers. We're also exploring opportunities with safety associations, industry networks, and service providers who are working closely with companies on the ground. Long term, we see a lot of value in channel partnerships that can help Virgo expand into new sectors like logistics and healthcare. I would say, in the next 3 to 5 years, we want Virgo to be the go-to solution for movement-based injury prevention. So, starting with Canada, going into the US and Europe and beyond. I think a key milestone for us is getting Virgo into the hands of at least, 4 to 500 companies across multiple sectors. So we're, also focused on continuously improving the platform, making it smarter, more intuitive, and more personalized. The vision is simple, helping more people move safely every day, no matter where they work in or whichever sector they. I think, we're just starting to see how powerful AI and data can be in shaping safer workplaces. I think, over the next 5 years, I see companies moving from, reactive safety programs to more predictive data-driven approaches. So, tools like Virgo will help identify movement risks early, tailor training to individuals, and really support better decision making across teams. It's not about replacing people; it's about giving them smarter tools to prevent injuries before they happen. Thanks. Thanks so much. It's been great chatting. If anyone wants to learn more or see how Virgo works, just head to our website at www.vergo.ai. And you can also request a demo right from the homepage or reach out to us directly at hello@vergo.ai. And I'd love to connect with your viewers and listeners. Yeah, that's a great question, and something that we've taken seriously from day one. We partnered with the Department of Kinesiology at Dalhousie University to run a formal validation study comparing Virgo's AI assessment to gold standard optical motion capture, so something you'd see in a lab. So the results showed strong agreement, especially for key indicators like torso angles, which are critical for evaluating ergonomic risk. So it gives us confidence that Virgo is, producing reliable, actionable data, and it's really helped build trust with companies that we're working with.